Hello, my fellow guys. Welcome back to the Goose Program. I'm back. I may well have discovered an app called Temu, and they have unofficial Lego minifigures on there. I say unofficial, very much. I guess you would call them borderline bootlegs, but some of them are like things that Lego will never produce, and I like those sorts of things because, well, it gives me more options for things. And I'm not exactly a huge purist. But anyway, we have a bag full of stuffs that you can even see in there. It's a bit dark. I don't know why they've gotten this orange and black in it. I'm not sure of the QR. Oh, that's for the app. The QR code. No, that doesn't work anyway. It's the wrong ending. But, so what do we have? So we have a bunch of minifigures, like this guy. Which some assembly required, which will be interesting. I just hope I have all the pieces. So we have a few with the same one. I bought 5 of the same guy, which we'll go into in a bit. This is a set of 8, I believe. This is the same guy. I wonder who that is. This one. We'll assemble them all, probably actually just live. So you actually get to see me fuck around with building. For a change, rather than me just jump cutting. It means I have a chance to have a conversation. Something is just really fucking cool. One of these, this is just a basic Stormtrooper. They didn't have many of that. Didn't have the right version I wanted in stock, so I was like, eh. And then, so we'll just get started with the pile, I guess. Coming off of this bag. Empty out on my desk, you can't really see it. Yep. Let's see if I can figure out how to assemble this boy. And in the meantime, so you can figure out who this guy even is. Because I know, obviously, even though, like, a lot of them aren't described properly, I know what they are because, you know, that's why I bought them. There's a lot on there from various different shows and whatnot and sources that I don't know too much about. I like how they put the head on, despite the fact that, I don't know why they put the head and legs on, but not the arms or the torso. Seems weird to me. Like, why would you assemble, that when, you know, there's other things? Some of these things are cool because there's, like, unique piece. Like, I think this particular type of shoulder armor pauldron piece doesn't exist. And, like, they've done stuff like it before for the soldiers, and I think some of the Star Wars troopers have something similar. We do have a spare green hand, though, which might actually be as good quality as Lego's own, so I might keep a hold of that. We have his hat. And, well, it's interesting they're actually starting to use these. Well, again, this might be a unique color for these, bar to stud plate things. I don't know why he's doing this kind of attack, though. But, have you figured it out yet? It's Piccolo from, Dragon Ball Z. The guy who says, "Why didn't you dodge?" We have the Dragon Ball number 5. Somewhere I do have a Goku and Vegeta somewhere that I think I bought eBay. At the time when, you know, you could also get unofficial stuff from, unofficial Lego-like stuff from eBay, but you can't really get that anymore. I think it had to migrate to Wish and Temu. But Temu's great, it's like Wish, except the postage is slightly less. And the delivery time is a lot quicker. Granted, they also, I think, use every. I think you can still use, like, Roman as different options and stuff. I think you can ask. But yeah, that's the first guy. I don't like these longer base plates. I wish they'd just go with the same ones that Lego do, the same size. But it seems fine enough. That's one guy. That's Piccolo. We'll just stick his head there. It's one. Move on to this one. Spare pieces down here. A little bit of a jump cut. Just a little bit of one. Apologies if it seems a bit jarring there, but, like, I have to cough, so. Okay, this is interesting, actually, so I'm going to look at the piece, some of the pieces individually of this one, because it's actually pretty interesting in ways that Lego would never do. So, well, I guess it wouldn't necessarily never do, but probably wouldn't do. This one has, okay, so some of these are different sellers for definite, but this one has the normal base. So the quality of these may vary, but can I just say that the katana, which is dual molded, is actually really interesting. I wish they'd do more dual molded things like this. This feels more like a collectible minifigure series, which I guess would make sense, considering... I think these were roughly around about $150 each on average, which is, well, still cheaper, I guess, than collectible minifigure series figures, but still, out there. But this one has printed arms like the other, and also, again, a spare white hand, I guess. It's cool they do give spare hands, though. Look at this dual-molded hair. It's pretty cool. And, yeah, this one's, Spider-Gwen. Just because... Actually, it might be Gwenpool. I think it's Gwenpool. Just Gwenpool because funny, cute. Gwenpool is very funny because, much like all the other Deadpool likes, fourth wall breaker, but she does it in a way that's very, relatable. It's hard to tell off the top of my head, but, existential crisis kind of level shit. So we'll go with this one next. See, there's a really good range on there. Like I said, there's some from anime that I just don't even recognize. And there's some stuff from, some really classic stuff. I probably will be getting more from there in the future. I saw some Evangelion stuff, amongst other things. Which I might wind up getting the whole Evangelion set, purely because, if you don't, obviously, you might know from the mechs and the things I've been buying, Neo Tokyo is very mech-themed, hence the Exo-4 stuff. And having at least every character that I can get from Evangelion would make sense. Since mech anime. You get the picture. I'd love to have some of the Gundam characters as minis, but I think it's a bit ambitious. And that's one of the sailors. I think that might be Mars? Can't remember. One of the sailors, anyway. It might be Venus. No, can't remember. But one of the sailors, just because I couldn't get Moon herself, because she was out of stock at the time, but I at least want to get one of the sailors, because, again, classic anime references for the city, and another base page. This one feels maybe slightly less good quality. The only problem with these is they have sort of a tan realistic skin tone rather than the Lego skin tone, which kind of is a bit fucky for the city because most of my stuff I've tried to do yellowed. But I guess we're just gonna have to hand wave that for the most part. This is, oh, that doesn't feel right on there. Interesting white bar piece. I'd probably place with an actual Lego one, honestly. That is, I think it's Nami, I think, from One Piece. Just because, yeah. Also, funny. Pretty cool. Bit weird to have sort of this, this black bar either. I mean, I get that it's trying to give her, more shapeliness, but, I don't think it really works, honestly. It just looks odd. I do at some point, I did see, I wasn't sure if it was on Temu or somewhere else, but there is the One Piece ship, the Straw Hat Pirate ship, as a set that I saw, which I might pick up, which may wind up giving me dupes of figures, or at least maybe dupes of different versions of them, from a different, different interpretation from a different company. I don't like putting these arms on it. It's a bit... I guess the fact that they go on and they click properly is a good sign rather than a bad sign. Oh, that's cool. It was an alternate hairpiece. Which also might be fairly unique. And two-sided of... Ah, I didn't check the heads actually. I might have to do it in a second. This hairpiece, there we go. Oh, actually that goes on top. Interesting. Alright, so you just go straight on from top. So we have Luffy from One Piece, famously long, rubbery boy, who does have an alternate face expression, more his sort of grumpy, angry boy look. It looks very strange. I believe the Nami was from, might have actually been from a different set. Yeah, I think it might have been from a different set as the other one. Which sounds strange, but like, don't question it. Since Temmou was just filled with like different sellers rather than like things, and it didn't come with like a weapon or like a tool or anything. But that's pretty cool. Works, functions, does the job. Until I get the ship, whatever, because I might do a ship. If I venture to the city, the Mia Harbor and the Straw Hat Pirate ship might be there. Until I get that, it probably should be those two as references in the city. I guess now move on to Heroes for a second. I might reuse the lightsaber on a different figure, even though he definitely uses one in the movie. Oh, his head feels a bit looser than the other. That's interesting. Oh no, it's fine. I do actually like the lightsabers here because they feel the coloration of them. You can't really see it too well in this not great camera, but the coloration of them I think is slightly more accurate to a lightsaber than the pearl gray type we get with official Lego. Although they do feel a bit grainier. Which is a downside. It's me, Chancellor Palpatine. Limited power. Limited power. Again, another reason, yeah, so I think, I'm not sure which set the official one came in. Ooh, that's a bit annoying. There's a bit of a mold line in the back of here there. Ooh, that's fine. I think this particular version of him, at least officially, might have only come in, like, a very expensive set. And I generally tend to get unofficial stuff with Star Wars anyway. Normally I go with official Lego, if it's, with the exception being Star Wars, because Star Wars minifigs are usually, like, twice the price of normal ones for, like, on the secondary market, purely because scalpers, basically. Purely because of just scalpers, and I don't know why, specifically. So the sets, I guess the sets aren't usually that much more expensive than regular Lego sets. I think it's just people know that people will be willing to spend more on Star Wars stuff. Which is annoying when you're trying to build armies or get particularly rare figures like Chancellor version of Palpatine. Or even, I guess, Emperor Palpatine himself, really. The actual Emperor outfit. And sometimes I think some of these are actually better than official minifigures, because you get things like this particular piece here, like this over armor piece, which I think personally is pretty cool. They're sometimes actually more detailed. Even this this helmet is just a lot more detailed, and probably even more accurate to the actual movies than some Lego stuff is. Because despite these being sort of third-party things, sometimes they actually have more care and love and attention for the source material than Lego themselves. I mean, the weapon, for example, that is an actual, I believe that's actually a replica of an actual Star Wars blaster. I can't remember which one it is, because I can't remember, it's like E-something, 100 or something. Blaster rifle, they have particular names. But that's actually a blaster, which A, Lego won't do because violence, and B, because they don't care too much about detail. But yeah, that's, I think these are shock stormtroopers, which are more like the police force. Sorry, my allergies are a bit bad today. I won't bother opening these four because these are identical. Because again, army builds, right? So I will put these to one side for a second. I will actually be building them, but it's just, there's no point in me doing them on recording because They're the same. And I apologize, I'm not, like, really reviewing these, per se. I'm kind of reviewing them in the, I'm trying to make commentary on them as I go. And if there's something significantly wrong with them, I would probably say. I do like the fact that all of these basically have, except, like, Palpatine, which makes sense, most of them have printing on their arms, which is nice. I wish LEGO would honestly do that more often, arm printing, when it is logical to do so. Because I feel like there's no reason why they couldn't. Because, I mean, if a smaller company can produce these cheaper, and sell them effectively cheaper than LEGO can, at least the human secondary market can. Ooh, this is a different type of blaster as well, so you have this type. Which is more like a blaster pistol, rather than a rifle, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this is a different type, like a variant of Stormtroopers. I think that might just be the standard Mark II Stormtrooper outfit. Which will stand out from my other Stormtroopers in a way, which is good, because I guess there would be slight variations between Stormtroopers, right? Not every piece of armor is going to be exactly identical. Yeah. Identicality, I guess is mostly a thing with Stormtroopers, but I don't know, I guess it's not. I mean, it's not going to be identical, but it's still going to look like a Stormtrooper, which is the main thing. You might say they're like a slightly higher rank, or whatever. Or perhaps it's just a prototype armor. And then we have the last thing, which is military outfits. Which comes in a bigger set. These are slightly more expensive because there's more of them. But I think these were roughly about sort of one apiece, theoretically. I'm not sure if these might all be different, actually. No, nothing. Oh yeah, so similar to the face, yeah, these are actually different. You get 8 different, similar but different, looking guys. And the reason I picked these up, I think they're relatively similar, at least in coloration to the Japanese military, at least colors. But even if not, it's more military stuff, because again, LEGO definitely won't do any kind of military stuff, ever, because violence. But I think these have like a Chinese flag on them, actually, but well, some vaguely Chinese, some star symbol. So it's a flag with a little, see that? With a golden star on it there. I'm not sure if that's a flag of any particular country. But, these guys don't come with weapons, but there are weapon packs available on Temu, which are quite cool. Some of them are actually, like, probably based on actual real-world weapons, rather than just, haha, flint-lock pistol. Probably, like, something like, I don't know, M4 Garland or an MP5. Like, actual, okay, this is clearly an AK-47 kind of thing. These don't come with bases, which I guess makes sense, because these aren't, like, collectible minifigures, they're just army building kind of stuff. So yeah, because the cityscape will have at least some form of military presence, because a place that's constantly being invaded by robots, extraterrestrials, crazy, like, gangs and whatnot, probably, as it is borderline fascist, would probably have a military force. That, essentially, like, military police and martial law in place, because even a moderate country would be like, yo, we're actually being attacked by robots in giant mech machines, we should probably mobilize the military. But, like, in lore that I'm going to eventually sort of write up, and or at least showcase in builds for Neo Tokyo, is the military are, I think, duetter antagonists to the Exoforce heroes. They would absolutely destroy the they see the Exoforce as a threat because, you know, they're not the government and potentially are rebels, or at least rebellious types. At least they're definitely at least the point where they could threaten them in a way, since they usually are the ones that also deal with the enemy rather than the bad guys rather than them. They usually fail, at least by themselves. But obviously, they will work together with the Exoforce against more pressing threats. But unlike, say, the police force, they would probably at least engage them slightly more honorably. Mostly because they can. Because they have military-grade equipment. They don't need to fight dirty. Unlike a police force, which absolutely would fight dishonorably. Political commentary. Don't worry, it's a fantasy universe. It's definitely not based on anywhere in real life. It's definitely not based on reality at all. Yeah. I think, for the most part, the outfits might be identical. But, it's heads and helmets that might be different, which is nice. You don't want them all to necessarily have the same hedge. There is entirely too much plastic waste, though, which is annoying. I mean, I get that it's cheap, probably from China kind of stuff. I think it is from China, because I think Temu is, related to some Chinese, it's some sort of, platform. So what happens is, all these Chinese places, whatever, they send a lot of their product to this one warehouse, and that then gets shipped in one go, which is why it takes way less time to get deliveries through, because I think Temu also has, agreements, probably set up ways of shipping, which are probably a lot faster than Wish's shipping. This took about maybe a week and a half to show up, which is incredibly quick. Stuff from Wish, or even just Chinese stuff on eBay, takes, months to arrive? This took, less than a fortnight. Shit, this guy's hand doesn't work on properly. Ooh. Ooh, boy. Oh, crikey. Quality control issue much? There we go, just had to click it on properly. Man's got a seized a hand. The other hand went on much better than the other one, though. His legs are a bit... This one's legs are a bit, unstable. This one also doesn't have any side printing, this type. Doesn't have any side printings. But that's a cool variant of the head, I think. Bit of a full mask. Face guard. Somebody out there will know why these things exist, or, what the significance of having this different type of helmet is. But there's, looks like there's 3 different variants of helmets. You've got the bucket style, the traditional, and that sort of one with the pads or possible storage stuff in it. Oh, there's also a cap, which is cool. You might be an officer, maybe? You might be what do they call it, NCO? That's probably the complete wrong term. I sound like I know military stuff. Yeah, the legs on these are a bit... Well, the leg connection on these is a bit weak, honestly. And then everything else seems to be fine. There's a little bit of stiffness there, but that's probably because they're not long manufactured. And it's probably cheaper plastic than Lego. Probably. So there is a duplicate one in here, which is the masked up guy. They might be slightly different still. Yeah, he's got scars, unlike the other guy, which is pretty cool. So each figure is at least ever so slightly different. Granted, I think the legs and the torso are usually identical. It looks like they're all identical, but it's a uniform. Uniforms should be identical. But yeah. That's 8. We can put the camera down slightly. Little lamps. just a group of lads. But yeah, I think that was a pretty good haul. I think this was like 20 odd total. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, like 20 odd quid for 20 figures total is pretty good. That's an average of about £1, which is pretty damn decent, to be honest. I think the coolest thing out of the entire lot, I mean, I really like the Piccolo, mostly because of the Dragon Ball Z memes, but it's nice. I haven't, they never had these on the eBay stuff. I think I only ever saw sort of Goku and Vegeta, so now I at least have at least more of the Dragon Ball characters. I'd like to get a good set of at least the sort of Kami House group, and maybe someone like Frieza to do maybe a mini scene with, or at least have them peppered throughout the city. Maybe even have just a little mini scene in the city where it's some of the Kami House group fighting. I don't know, maybe Cell. Oh, right, there was one more. Speaking of potential enemies we to go up against, I forgot we have one more. He was hiding. I am an idiot. Wow, I almost forgot. Bonus fix. I was actually 21 for 20. I think it was slightly over 20. I think £20.80 or something. Which, when you consider like shipping cost, well, I think it was free delivery on my first few orders anyway. But still, like, it's £1 per figure. I mean, I guess if you count postage in, if there was postage, it would be still good, you know, because postage is just a thing that happens to exist. I'm not quite sure how this guy's supposed to go together. Oh, okay. These are interesting though, like these kind of various different clip and style pieces I think do exist in LEGO, but just in this neon green, which I don't think is a color that LEGO have ever done these in. That's actually an interesting way of doing that, although this piece at the back is very loose, which I'm not a fan of, because that will just come apart. It's a hair piece, come on, buddy. But it's Broly! It's the big, chunky lad Broly. And that's, and that's Dragon Ball number 7. 7-star ball. My boy Broly. So at least, like, yeah, I have a, that means there's now, because I have a Vegeta and a Goku. There's Piccolo. I have seen others as well in the groups. There's, I've seen, Krillin, I've seen Tien. I have a version of Tien. Trunks, quite a few. Even some of the more, like, lesser-known characters, like the guys with the 1 and 2 of them that look odd, which I didn't even know existed. I haven't actually seen a Frieza, though, which is kind of a shame. Or a Nappa. I would love to see a big, fake-styled Nappa. Because then I could totally do the turn, the thing of just, why are you just standing there? It's his turn, Vegeta. Anyway, yeah, that was that group. I think definitely by far I can't believe I forgot about the best bit. But yeah, this Broly is just amazing. Just with his hair is just ridiculous. His, like, beam piece is a little, I mean, I guess maybe it's, like, done like that way on a purpose, so if you just go, kind of thing with a giant sort of not Kaioken, or Kamehameha attack. But yeah, I'm going to probably pepper these guys throughout my displays as best I can for now. I'll see you in the next video. Let me know what you thought was the best one of this lot. Check out Temu, if you like these kind of things. Really cool for anime-related figures, because let's be honest, Lego's never going to license anything straight anime. I mean, there's Overwatch. But Overwatch is more pretty. It's anime-like, but it's not really an anime thing. Hopefully one day, some crazy bugger will put some Kingdom Hearts stuff on Temu. And then I'll be really happy. But until that day, I will settle with other things. Bye-bye for now, folks. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, scribble for more.
And I shall see you again next time. Keep on, stupid.
Bye-bye.